All right, everyone, we're finally done. Not really. And this is how we left the NSX chassis from part 1. Now our next steps involve completing the drilling of the remaining spot welds in the floor and beneath the chassis. We also need to remove the side support brackets that connect the rear bulkhead to the car. It is worth noting that while they are not sponsor of this channel, we have great appreciation for our Milwaukee tools, as they have proven to be incredibly helpful throughout this project. And that is the easy part, because the hard part is gonna be getting another NSX, because literally don't know what we're doing, and I don't know, this project is getting out of control. So now we're gonna need another car to fix this car, and we're gonna have to buy another car to fix the rear car. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drill, and then there is 1, 2, 3, 4. I already removed those on the other side. Then a pain in the ass. Like a pain in the ass. But I'm gonna go into hyperlapse. But you know, just so you know, we're gonna cut this and then drill. No, drill, and drill. And then here, 1, 2. It's kind of deformed here, but I think we can figure it out. But yeah, let's get to it. I saw myself using the Dremel more often than the angle grinder. It did offer me a much cleaner cut and a more precise way to separate the panels from the car. After removing the rear extension caps from the chassis, I proceed to drill and remove the spot welds from the side support brackets that attach the rear bulkhead to the car. So, here I remove support plate, the rear end cap seal, and what we're gonna do next is, so I already like spliced that, as you can see, and I already drill and use the Dremel and cut some of the welding bead right there. So all the, let me show you a little trigger here. Yeah. See, it's moving. So that's what we want. There are 3 layers, 1, 2, and actually 4. 1, 2, 3. But we only have to drill this area right here. So I have to drill those welding spots and go underneath and drill the remaining of the welding spots. And in theory, just in theory, this thing should just fall back. After I remove the rear and extended caps from the main rails, I proceed to remove the spot welds from the floor and start sectioning the plates that connect the rear bulkhead to the main floor of the chassis. Alright, so I already sectioned and separate all this area of the car. I don't know if you can see, but this is all loose already. So, to remove the rear end, you have to drill this like spot welding right here, which are very large. And there's this beam right here. So I use the Dremel, cut that, drill this. Then there are 2 spot welds right there. So that have to be removed. And then drill this like welding spot right here. Now, here's the tricky part. It is better to start on top and start it just halfway and then go underneath the car and then finish them up. That way, there is less chances of damage to the floor. And here, if the camera can see it, barely, but 2 welding spots. I remove all the welding seam right here in the corner, and then that is all free to go. So I'm gonna repeat the process back there on the passenger side. Use the Dremel, remove the edges, start the hose from the top, and then finish it from the bottom of the car. And then that way, pretty much the only thing we have to do is drill the welding spot from the main rail right here, and then in theory that should free up the back of the car. So I'm gonna switch to the driver's side, and I'm gonna keep drilling. Well, I'm gonna vacuum a little bit, and it should be all good to go. Just like I did with the passenger side of the car, I proceeded to drill all the spot welds from the floor of the car so I can start splitting the plates with the chisel. The next move is gonna be putting the car up in the air so I can start drilling the spot welds from underneath the car. There were certain areas of the bulkhead of the car that we couldn't reach with a chisel, so we had to get creative and came out with our own homemade tools so we can split the back section of the bulkhead from the main rails of the car. Our homemade extended chisel came in very handy to help us remove the last spot welds that they were sitting in a very complex and hard to reach section of the car. After splitting the last spot welds that they were holding the rear bulkhead in place, we were very close to accomplish our goal. After we double checked all the spot welds on the car, we were finally ready to separate this NSX chassis for the first time ever. And just like that, after many hours of work and countless spot welds, we were finally able to section the back end of the car from the main chassis so we can continue our restoration project. And this is how the rear bulkhead of an Acura NSX looks like away from the main chassis. Not an easy task, but thanks to the manual, the guys at Blackjack, we were able to accomplish this arduous task. So that is the back of the NSX without the back of the NSX. We're in the hunt for another NSX. We're looking online. We have some leads on a potential donor car, so we will see if we get it or not. But for the time being, this is what we have now. Worst comes to worst, we're gonna end up ordering a bunch of parts from Austria, not from Japan, because Japan doesn't carry most of the parts that we need. But there's this guy in Austria, Chris. He had plenty of NSX parts to help with the build. So we're gonna clean the car, get rid of the all the glue and the sealant, and all clear this area, clear the welding spots, and we're gonna start from there. The chassis looks fairly promising. We're glad that the fire didn't melt the main rail on the passenger side. Yes, the end cap. The end cap looks okay, but we will see if we can reuse it or not. Worst comes to worst, we're gonna buy another one and weld it. And I know it looks pretty crazy right now, but if we get a solid rear end of an NSX, this is the same procedure as we did now. Just remove the panels. It depends on how much of the rear end we get. There are certain key parts like the back end is like an S shape. That's very important. We removed that on the corner because it was melt halfway, just enough that we can't use it anymore. But this is where we are. So yeah, we're gonna be looking for NSX to finish this bad boy. And for the time being, we're gonna enjoy our holiday with our family. So I'm gonna be posting the videos, or this should be the last video. So by now you should be watched at least 2 videos before this one. But yeah, we're gonna spend time with our families during the holidays, and happy holidays and happy New Year's. And we should be back in 2024 with good news, either with a title or with a new NSX to build this car, or with a cool project that we're working behind the scenes, but we're gonna save that for 2024. Till then, happy holidays and happy New Year's. Peace. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and comment our videos. Please consider subscribe to our channel, as well as visit our other media accounts at Helix Auto Works on Instagram and Facebook.